Hey everyone, this is Dean with DCA Crypto. Today I wanted to cover some things for the upcoming bull market that you should be preparing for right now. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. Please give this video a quick like to help with the YouTube algorithm. Alright guys, let's jump into it. Alright, so as you guys know, the Bitcoin halving is coming up. I want to jump into this chart here. Everybody who's going to be investing or even thinking about investing into crypto should have this on their calendar. They should have maybe there's an app out there out to check to see if you can get it on your phone, but everybody should be looking at this calendar. 155 days, 21 hours, and 11 minutes from this recording. I'm recording this probably a couple days prior to this video coming out, so keep that in mind. But we got about 150 some days before the Bitcoin halving approximately. Everybody should have this in the back of their mind and thinking about what they're going to do now, between now and then, to get ready for the upcoming bull run, because the clock is literally ticking. And I don't know, people out there keep thinking, well, we're probably not going to have another bull run. These are the same people who are sitting back and waiting for this, or waiting for a $10,000 Bitcoin because they don't think the prices right now are good enough. No. Granted, we have had some green days in October, and it would be best to wait for some correction before you buy into certain coins, but there's still plenty of coins out there that haven't had a big pump recently that are great projects that you might want to look at investing in. You guys, nothing on this channel is financial advice. I'm just sharing with you my opinion on things and what I think is happening and what I'm going to do for the upcoming bull run. But I'm confident that this bull run is coming. There's no reason to think that it isn't. And there's no reason to think that this bull run wouldn't be as big as previous ones, because we've got the Bitcoin ETFs coming into play that are likely going to get approved. And we also have rumors of the Ethereum ETFs and others probably coming down the pike as well. I personally think a Solana ETF is coming, and maybe others as well, but I definitely think a Solana one is going to be coming after Ethereum. There's a lot of talk about it out there, so keep that in mind. Once you start hearing rumors like that, there's usually something behind it. So this bull run could be absolutely massive. You could be talking like a $5 to $10 trillion market cap for crypto in this upcoming bull run. It wouldn't take very much at all for Bitcoin to get up into 2 to 3 trillion market cap by itself with these ETFs coming into play. They're talking between 0.5% and up to 2 or 3% of portfolios coming into Bitcoin, which is, billions and trillions of dollars for that. So keep that in mind. It doesn't take much to push up that when you've got these ETFs involved. It can really balance out the crypto markets and strengthen them as a whole, because, as you know, the stock market isn't doing so hot. But if that money starts flowing into crypto and they start seeing how easy it is to buy crypto and have custody of it compared to like stocks where you have these middlemen involved, once people realize that crypto is being fully adopted, they're going to start rushing in. Right now, you really have a small percentage of the population out there investing into crypto, and once it's mass adopted, you've got the younger generations coming into now that are going to be fully adopting crypto, and more than likely it's going to just start exploding from there. So keep that in mind. If we go to this Bitcoin rainbow chart here, we're not even in, if we zoom in here, we're not even in this green zone yet. Last bear market, we got all the way up into the green zone, the light green zone, and at the top of the yellow zone before we came back down. So just because we're bullish right now does not mean that we're in a bull market. We could come up into this green zone and then come back down. So don't get too bullish on crypto, but it's hard to say really what's going to happen. So the best thing to do is to dollar cost average. If you haven't invested and started on your portfolio, you're running out of time before the next bull market hits, and you don't want to be that person who's FOMOing in at the last minute. So, I've got some videos out there even of the last week or so of coins that I think are still a good buy if you're looking for something to buy. Now, do your own research on that. Don't just buy them because I did a video on them. Make sure that there's something that you want to have in your portfolio, and research each one of them for yourself. But I try to put content out there that's helpful, because I know there's a lot of people out there having FOMO right now and are looking to buy in. But keep in mind, guys, if we look at the historical monthly chart here, October is a bullish month typically. Now, November is also, even it's saying a 46% average compared to October's 22%. But if you look at it, that's really skewed by this November here back in 2013 where it did 400%. So there's no guarantee that November is going to be a bullish month. So, don't take that to heart. It's kind of 50-50 if you look at the overall months for November. But November could be a bullish month for crypto. This could spill over into November. By the time this video comes out, it's going to be the end of October. So keep that in mind. We could spill over some of this bullishness into November. But maybe towards the end of November, we get a red month. So there may be some buying opportunities coming up for people who are looking to invest in some of these projects. And you don't want to FOMO in right when they've pumped like this. You want to typically wait for a correction and a good entry point to get into some of these coins. So keep that in mind. But if you're feeling the FOMO out there, there are ones that haven't pumped hard yet that are great projects that you might want to invest in. Keep in mind, guys, the clock is ticking on the Bitcoin halving countdown. Once this happens, the bull run usually takes place and starts shortly after that. We usually get a little bit of a correction right after the halving, because it usually pumps up to the halving, and it's kind of like buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing. When the halving happens, it typically dips down a little bit before we take off into the bull run. And you can see that here on the Bitcoin rainbow chart here. We've had these halvings where we come up and came down, and we come up and came down. Now this here kind of doesn't count because that was COVID. That's why this crash happened here, but it would have probably come up and then came back down after the halving, and we could do something similar, but no guarantee of that. I just try to go based on what things have done previously, because that's all we have really to go by. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, so keep that in mind. Not guaranteeing any of this is going to happen, but just keep in mind that the clock is ticking out there, and you want to, if you're looking to get into crypto and you're waiting for like a $15,000 or $10,000 Bitcoin, it's probably not going to happen. We'll probably never see Bitcoin at those prices again, especially with these ETFs coming out. Now, that doesn't mean we couldn't get a correction into the $25,000 range, or even maybe as low as $20,000. I don't see that happening, but it is certainly possible. But I don't see us going any lower than that ever again, unless something really catastrophic happened. And if that happened, it happened. But I wouldn't wait for that. The odds of that happening are very low, in my opinion. And this is not financial advice, but I just still see people out there talking for like a $15,000 to $19,000 Bitcoin, and I really highly doubt that's going to happen at this point in time. But it is possible. I could see it getting down to maybe 20,000 if we come up to like 35 to 40,000 and then come back down. But that would be from 35,000, like a 50% drop from there. You're looking at 17,000. I don't think it's going to drop 50%. But maybe down to that $20,000 mark if we got some really bad news or something, had a big shakeout. But that would be a big buying opportunity if that happened, but I definitely wouldn't count on it. I try to dollar cost average and buy coins that I want to have in my portfolio, and then if we do get a big correction, I try to add more to bring my dollar cost average down, but I don't wait for any magical low price points to buy in, because I see people out there calling for like a $30 quant recently, and they I'm not buying quant at $84. I'm waiting for $30 quant. It's like, okay, well, you probably are not going to have any quant in your portfolio then, because it's probably not ever going to happen. You'll probably never see quant get that low again. Just my opinion, of course. I don't have a crystal ball. Anything could happen, but the likelihood of that happening is very, very slim. So don't be one of those people that wait for some really low price point, because you could miss out entirely and not add anything to your portfolio. In my opinion, like I said, I think the best thing to do is to add some to your portfolio on a regular basis. When you get red days, when you get a red day in the market on that coin, it's time to buy a little bit. And then if you get a big dip, it's time to buy a little bit more. And just keep adding every time you get dips on these coins, instead of buying when you get green days and it's pumping and you're like, oh, I'm gotta have this coin in my portfolio, it's pumping, I don't want to miss it, it could pump more. Those are the times you want to back off and say, you know what, I'm going to wait for a correction and when it's bleeding and there's blood in the streets are definitely the times to buy. It's really a psychological game that messes with your head when you're fearful and you think that things are crashing and going to do horrible. You don't want to buy because you're scared. Those are the times to buy. It's like a psychological thing you got to get over with in crypto, because it really, especially with the crypto, it's so volatile, it really messes with your head. So keep that in mind, guys. I just try to get information like this out there to help people who are new in this. I'm not a crypto expert by any means, and you know, I see comments out there asking me what my qualifications are and this and that. I don't have any qualifications. I'm just trying to be a helpful person out there who's been in crypto. I've been in crypto for, 2023, but I've been in crypto for like 3 years now, so I haven't been in it that long, but I've been in one Bitcoin cycle, and I've done a lot of research on previous Bitcoin cycles, so I kind of know the game, and I know what mistakes I made in the last bull run, and that's what I'm sharing with all of you out there. I'm not some crypto expert. I'm just a normal guy out here sharing my experiences and what happens to me and what mistakes I've made in the past to try to help others not make those mistakes going forward, and make sure you're taking profits out on the way up, because the biggest mistake I made in the last bull run was I didn't take profits out and I should have been taking them out all the way up and not waiting for magic dollar amounts like, you know, I was doing and a lot of us were doing, because people kept shilling coins to us and saying they're going to the moon, and it never happened. They did pump really high, but not as high as they were claiming. You know, everyone was saying Bitcoin was getting to $100,000 at least in the last bull run, and it didn't happen. And so, you know, you don't want to be caught holding the bag. So keep that in mind. Now's the time to buy. And when we start pumping in the bull market on the way up, you want to take out your profits and leave some in there in case it does go really crazy. But you definitely want to take it out in increments on the way up, so you're capturing those profits in your portfolio. But I really appreciate all of you out there who watched my videos. Sorry for this being such a long video, but I wanted to just get this reminder out there to you guys to stay focused, stay on track. I know things are kind of hard to focus on in such a long time in these accumulation phases, but try to stay focused, try to have a plan, and try to get your portfolios built up for the next bull run and be ready for it, because things are going to get absolutely nuts out there in the next year or so. So keep that in mind. I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. If you're not subscribed, please give this video a quick like. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And don't forget to hit that notification bell to get notified of my daily videos. I appreciate all of you, and we'll see you on the next one.